What is going on, guys? My name is Chad and welcome back to another IsThatChad auto reviews video, where today you join me for a comparison video between the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross and the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Now, because these cars are so similar in size and everything, I have a lot of questions asked about what actually is the difference between the two. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys all of those. Now, today we're going to be comparing the base model ESs. They're both equipped in all-wheel drive. But then obviously I'll be telling you guys some of the differences you can expect in the higher trim cars. If you guys do have any questions or if I leave something out, make sure you drop a comment and let me know. Other than that, let's enjoy the video and let's get right into it. Okay, so as I was saying, this is going to be the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross in white right here, the 2020. And then over here in black, we have the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Now I'm going to be jumping back and forth between the two. I'll make sure I let you guys know which one is which as I do it. First, I kind of want to go ahead and walk around the outside of both of them. Starting here in the front, where you can notice both of these cars have the daytime running lights along the front, right along the bottom. Adds for a really sharp look there. Really like it. They both also have the same dynamic shield grille is what they call that. So they both look pretty similar on the front. You notice that the Eclipse Cross right here just has your regular halogen projector headlights versus if you look over here at the Outlander Sport, you'll notice that these headlights are going to be full LED low beam. Of course, the high beam on this model, on the base model, is just going to be like a regular halogen bulb, but when you go up trim levels, you will notice you get an LED there as well. Go ahead and continuing around the car. Both of these cars are going to be 5-passenger SUVs, and just to go ahead and tell you, just to get it all the way out there now, the main difference between these two cars is actually going to be the motor. In this white Eclipse Cross right here, you're actually going to get a 1.5 liter turbocharged motor, versus in the black Outlander Sport, you're going to get a 2 liter non-turbocharged motor. Now, if you do elect to get the Outlander Sport GT, you're going to get the 2.4 liter, still non-turbo, but a little bit more powerful. No matter what trim level you get on the Eclipse Cross, though, you're always going to get the 1.5 turbocharged motor, which is the same motor that's in like the CR-V, the Honda Civic. It's a very popular motor, definitely enough power for the size of the car. Now, looking at the back of the cars, this is where for me the main difference kind of is. Well, not the main difference, the main appearance difference is. Obviously, look at the back, you can tell a huge difference right off the bat. Looking over here at this Eclipse Cross, it kind of gives you the Pontiac Aztek vibes. I can tell you that one of the questions I get is this bottom section a window? It is. You can see through both sections of paint here. And whenever you're driving through, looking through the rearview mirror, it's not a huge deal. You really kind of get used to seeing that bar there. It's not so bad. One cool thing about that bar is two things. Number one is it's distinguishable. When you're driving at night, people know what kind of car it is. I don't know if you've seen one of these at night yet, but it's instantly recognizable, which is cool, what Mitsubishi needs. Second thing that's kind of cool about it is it's good visibility as far as people seeing you whenever you're stopping. I mean, it's right there, right in people's line of vision. So that's something to consider as well. That's really cool. Looking over here at the Outlander Sport tail end, this car, pretty basic looking back here. All of this is going to be LED, and you can see with a close-up look here, it's actually a pretty cool looking design for some taillights there. As I mentioned, both of these are equipped in 4-wheel drive. You can see that badge right here. Now I do want to go ahead and show you the interior. Now, as equipped on the base model of these cars, they're going to be pretty basic. You're going to get standard features such as backup camera, Bluetooth, power windows and door locks, and all that kind of stuff, of course. Looking at the back of the Outlander Sport, not a huge amount to talk about back here. Of course, you have a little cargo light there. A little bit, no additional space underneath, but you do get a full-size diameter rear tire, spare tire. Rear seats do fold down flat. They are a 70-30 split. Not completely flat, but I'll show you. Pretty close. There it is. And of course, like I said, both sides do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and transition over to the Eclipse Cross and show you the comparison here. Now, something to remember, you cannot get power tailgate on either one of these two models. So whether you get the GT or the base model, they are both going to be a manual operated tailgate. Looking back here at the Eclipse Cross, you'll notice that the size is honestly right about the same. If I had to say, maybe this one is a little bit bigger, but not major. Looking down here, let's see if you get any additional storage. You do not, but you do get that same spare tire. And then a little bit of storage right down here on both sides. Looking at the back seats, the way they fold down, let's flip that little lever there. You can see the seats don't fold down quite as flat as they did on the Outlander Sport, but still not too bad at all. The one thing I do wish on both models was there was a way to have a lever like right here to fold the seats down instead of having to reach up to do so, but not a huge deal. I do want to point out before I leave back here that you do also get that same tail light same cargo light on this model. Now, I want to hop into the inside of the Outlander Sport, but before I do, I will show you the window sticker. As you can see here, 2020 Outlander Sport ES base model, all-wheel drive. Gas mileage here, 26 combined, 23 in the city, 29 on the highway. Really good safety ratings, 4-star on pretty much everything, 5 on side crash. And then a couple other things to point out, if I can get down here. Everything is manufactured in Japan, really cool. All Mitsubishis with the exception of the Mirage, and those are in Thailand. Looking down here at the MSRP of the car, you can see you're looking at about $25,000 there. So pretty cheap actually, especially for what you're getting in the car. You're gonna get things that's like a 10-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty, and 7 years unlimited roadside roadside assistance, things like that. So not a bad bargain at all. Looking at the interior here of the back seat, you notice the one thing I really like about the 2020 compared to the 2019 is the seats. You can see they have this like pillow top type of texture. Really good looking. It makes it feel a whole lot more premium. Another really nice thing about being back here is you do have this center armrest with cup holders, so your rear seat occupants are not going to spill drinks. Another look back here, you're also going to have a seat back pocket. Really nice. Of course, power windows and door locks back here. You are going to notice you are not going to get any kind of rear vents down here, but luckily the car is kind of small, so you can still feel the vents from the front seat there. Going ahead and looking at the headspace that you, maybe here. Looking at the headspace that you can expect to see, you can see I have decent amount of headspace right here. Shoulders not too bad at all. Really no complaints. I'm actually sitting back here. If I had to do a long distance, I wouldn't complain. Looking down at my feet here, sorry, my legs, you can see that I do have a little bit of space, about 2-3 fingers or so here, and I think the seat is in the all the way back position. So even with the seat all the way back, I'm 6'1" and I still have plenty of space. Now I'm gonna hop into the front seat of this car and kind of get into some more of the features up there, but I do want to hop over into the back seat of this Eclipse Cross and kind of give you that direct comparison real quick. So here we go. The Eclipse Cross, you'll notice the door opens up pretty wide. Really nice there. Not a huge opening down here, but the door opens up decently wide. Looking at the seat design on this car, you'll notice it's a little bit different than what you got on the Eclipse or on the Outlander Sport. You don't get that like pillow top. It's still nice and soft. The other cool thing, sorry, not that cool, but another thing to look at is these headrests. Whenever they're not in use, they fold all the way down here into the seat so it doesn't mess up your visibility out of the back. And then obviously when you need them, they're just as simple as just pulling up on them and making them usable at that point. Now, hopping in here. No, one more thing before I hop in. You saw that you do not get a pocket on the driver's side seat, but you are going to get one on the passenger side seat. Once again, no air vents, but you are going to get this the power outlet right here. So that is really nice. So I can get down there. There we go. Now, another thing, you're not going to get any type of armrest or cup holders or anything right there in the seat. You do get just one bottle opener right here in the door pocket, and then of course one on the passenger side back door as well. Now, hopping into the car, go ahead and get this camera facing me, so you can see the headspace and everything. Oh, maybe Get this headrest pulled up here, kind of tight. Okay, headspace, not too bad at all. I have a little bit of space up here. Not too bad. I have a lot of hair, and even the hair doesn't appear to be touching. Shoulder space and all that kind of stuff is actually really good. I have a lot of space in the car. I feel comfortable. The headrest is a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe it's just the way I have it positioned right now. There we go. It's a little bit better. Not too bad right here. Go ahead and looking at my feet. Well, my legs. No one wants to see my feet. Maybe. Okay. Maybe. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Looking at my legs, you can see I have about the same amount of space as I did in that Outlander Sport. I will say, like sitting back here, I do feel like I had a little bit more space in the Outlander Sport. It did feel just a little bit more spacious in there. Now, let's go ahead and, while we're here actually, I do want to go ahead and hop into the front seat of this car. One of the things to bring up before I hop in, you notice that you do have your turn signal here located in the mirror. On the Outlander Sport, I'll show you before I get in it, but it's going to be located in the door. If you get the more advanced models, you will also get it on the Outlander Sport in the mirror as well. Now, when I get in this Eclipse Cross, I am going to show you obviously everything that's in this base model ES, but I'm also going to show you some of the things that are going to come in the more equipped models, because the base model definitely is lacking quite a bit of things here. But overall, looking at it from the outside, it actually looks pretty good in here. A lot of hard, well, actually not a lot of hard plastic. There's some hard plastic like in here, like around your instrument panels and right here and stuff. But other than that, the whole dash is actually lined in a softer material. Looking in here, let's get this air turned down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so looking in here, you still have just a regular, analog tachometer and gauge and all that kind of stuff. You have that little digital readout in the middle. No matter which model you get, all of this remains the same. Steering wheel, nice 3-point steering wheel, I think is what they call those, with your audio and cruise control and everything. Everything's laid out really nice in here. That's actually one of my favorite things about this car, is just how simply everything is. Same with the Outlander Sport. Everything's just very simply laid out. You do have a nice touchscreen radio here. Cool thing about this touchscreen is they did go ahead and give you all of your physical buttons here as well, so you don't have to use the touch if you don't want to. Screen, pretty responsive. Audio, pretty decent. Can't complain at all. Nothing to complain about, but also nothing to brag about either. Looking down here, you'll notice all of your climate control all down there, all in one place. Very easy to read and locate and mess around with while you're driving. Looking on down here, this is going to be your all-wheel drive control. On this base model ES, you do have the old style emergency brake. When you move up levels, that replaces with the electronic parking brake. And then you also, this area is replaced with like a little touchpad, kind of like what you would see on a Lexus. That way you can control the radio, so you have 3 different points of control on those models. Now, I do want to hop into the passenger seat just to show you the amount of space that you get on the passenger side before I hop into the Outlander Sport. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so hopping in to the passenger side of this Outlander Sport. Go and put the seat all the way back. Go ahead and show you the amount of leg space I have first. I have plenty of leg space. Cool thing is, this is kind of like cut out down here. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's kind of cut out a little bit so your legs aren't hitting that. It's a really cool feature. I haven't seen that a lot. Speaking of cool features real quick, let me actually hop out and show you this. But I can show you from right here. So check this out. You see that little lip right there with all the dirt on it? Let's see if I can get that zoomed in. Yeah, along the bottom there. So what actually happens is, this is really cool. So let me tell you about it. So what happens is, normally like say on this car, you open up a door and then you get out, but this is all still exposed. So if that's dirty, then your legs are gonna get dirty. Check out what happens on this Eclipse Cross. all of that is actually one piece. So when you open the door, all of the dirt that's on there goes away too, so you're not gonna get your pant legs dirty or anything like that whenever you're climbing in and out of the Eclipse Cross. Really, really cool feature. Something that most people wouldn't even think of, but Mitsubishi has. Really, really cool. Last thing to bring up on this Eclipse Cross before I move over to the Outlander Sport. Check out the mirror. They went ahead and gave you a little fisheye camera there. I know a lot of people really like those. Mitsubishi has made one built in for you. Only on the Eclipse Cross, but they did it on driver and passenger side. Now I'm going to go ahead and hop into the driver's seat of the Outlander Sport. Show you a little bit about what's going on up here. Before I hop in, the one thing you will notice on this one is you get the same type of materials, except this one is much more hard. Like everything's a little bit harder in here, the fabric and everything, not soft touch. What else? Another cool thing is, just like on the Eclipse Cross, you get a lot of this like carbon fiber materials in here, which gives it a little bit more premium of a feel. Okay, so first impressions after being in here, feels a little bit tighter on the front seat, whereas the a little bit tighter, whereas the back seat compared to the Eclipse Cross felt better on this. But front seat to front seat, this one feels a little bit tighter. Looking at the gauge cluster and all that, very similar to that Eclipse Cross, just very analog and basic still. Not a lot to talk about there. Same exact steering wheel, and nothing has changed there. Radio, still the same story. You do have a touchscreen radio with all of your physical buttons there on the side. So really nice radio, really responsive, nothing to complain about or really write home about. Climate control, you do go to the more analog style there. Of course, you do still have automatic functions, but it's not auto. Sorry, it's not like digital like the Eclipse Cross is. Notice you have your all-wheel drive control button right there. A little parking brake. Now on the Outlander Sport, you're going to get the regular parking brake no matter what. You are not going to get an electronic parking brake in this model. Let's go ahead and hop over to the passenger seat and show you that. Before I do, I guess I got to show you guys what I'm looking like as far as size-wise in this car. So flipping the camera around. There we go. You can see that I have plenty of headspace, maybe. Getting plenty of headspace, about the same as the Eclipse Cross, same as shoulder-wise, everything very comfortable, nothing to complain about again. Not a bad spot to spend your day at all. Okay, let's go ahead and hop over into the passenger seat of this guy and see what we can expect. Once again, guys, if you have any questions or anything, make sure you drop a comment and let me know. Once again, take a quick look here. Another thing to remember, you are not going to get power seats on any model Outlander Sport. No matter if you get the top of the line or what, you are not going to get power seats. So checking it out from here, very comfortable, very comfortable. I don't know if you can see me or not, but very comfortable here. A lot of space, a lot of head space, leg space, very good as well. You can see here I have tons of leg space. There's nothing here on the side to like hit my leg on, which is kind of cool. Also means that people are going to hit your leg whenever they shift if you're kind of too close. But the floor, the way the floor is, it kind of keeps your foot right here, so it's not gonna, more unnatural to go like this and get in the driver's way. But other than that, guys, thank you all so much for watching another IsThatChad Auto Reviews video. If you have any questions, drop that comment. If you did like this video, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you on the very next IsThatChad Auto Reviews video.